Hey everybody, MarshaunO here, your favorite shift relationship strategist, and I help Black Christian women that are married or in long-term relationships to stop feeling disconnected and unloved and shift them to feeling heard, understood, and appreciated. Now today we are discussing the number one scare in relationships. And before I jump into the number one scare of relationships, I want to invite you to my summit that I'm having with my very good friend, Donald Morton. And we are going to be talking about happy spouse, happy house. Because I know that many of you out there have heard the old cliche saying of happy wife, happy life. But how about we rewrite the narrative and create an environment where both spouses can be happy, i.e. happy spouse, happy house. So I have the summit link down in the description box below. Go ahead and click down there and sign up. It is on February 24th for one day only. Me and my good friend Donald Morton are going to be talking about all the truths to help Black couples stay together so we can collectively decrease the divorce rate while simultaneously increasing the marriage rate. Come and get all of your questions answered. We're going to have some live couples who are brave enough to come on stage and actually get their questions answered right then and there. We have so much going on, prizes and gifts and giveaways, and I would love for you to join. This is for men and women, as I help Black women and he actually helps Black men. So grab your spouse, both of you go ahead and register, and I will see you on the 24th. Again, the link is down in the description box below. So now, what is the number one scare in relationships or in marriages? It's actually the same. And so based off of my survey, and every time I coach a client, every time I speak to a potential client, the same scare comes up. And what is the scare? The scare is failure. Failure in the sense of, what if this relationship or marriage does not make it? I've been in and out of relationships. This is maybe relationship potentially divorce number 2, divorce number 3, and I'm sick and tired of going down that cycle. And so for men and women, the exact answer is the same. The number one scare in relationships is the ultimate breakup or divorce, where they're feeling like they have failed. So if you are feeling like that, again, I want to highly recommend that you come to the one-day summit with me and my good friend Donald Morton, because we will be breaking this down even further and helping you get to the root cause as to why you feel this way, and more importantly, how to avoid the separation, the divorce, or the breakup. So when I speak to clients about the number one scare, which is failure, why are they feeling like that? And a lot of it is the outside influences, meaning how they will look to other people. How come they can't keep this person around? It's kind of the woe is me syndrome, if you will. And a lot of it is really just not them looking at the big picture, or the person that they chose, or the circumstances that they were in when they got into this relationship, and maybe even not knowing what they know now about this, about their mate. They're not really thinking about that at all. And so again, if you fall into this situation, just know that you are not alone. I've been there, done that myself, and so has Donald. And I really just want to encourage you that you are not a failure. If you must walk away from this relationship, if you must separate for a period of time, or if you must ultimately divorce, you are not a failure. Because here's the thing, the simple truth of the matter is, we do not have schools for relationships like we have schools to gain other skill sets. And so that's one of the reasons why I started my own YouTube channel, because we don't have these schools out there. And so I really want you to become a part of the MarshaunO community school, right? So you can get the tips, tools, strategies, information that you need, so you can take it back, so you don't have to be a part of the statistics, if you will, the divorce rate rising, or just another breakup. Because what most people don't realize is that it's you. It's you and the person that you are currently, or because maybe you're working on yourself, which is why you're coming here, right? You're trying to find some answers. And so it was your past self who actually messed up and chose the wrong person and didn't realize it. And now you're gaining better and better tools. And now you're like, oh, snap. We are not as compatible as I once thought we were. And that's okay, because here's the thing: when you know better, you do better. But why stay in something where you're going to be miserable, all for the sake of not feeling like a failure? Because ultimately you will be a failure by staying in it, versus gathering your power back, having adult conversations to say, hey, where we were when we first met, we are no longer there. If you are willing to work on this thing and allow us to grow together, then that's one thing. But if you're not ready to do that, if we're not on the same page, then I understand that, right? But now it's time for us to separate, because the person that I used to be when you and I first met, I am no longer her. I'm no longer her, right? Because a lot of people get into relationships and we're not really emotionally mature enough to handle all the responsibility that comes with being in a romantic relationship or a marriage. Because again, there is no handbook for this, just like there's no handbook for raising children. We kind of winging it at best. And again, I've been there, done that. But I don't want you to continue to wing it, because it can take years and decades and to get all of the information that you need in order to have a successful marriage, in order to stand the test of time, in order to literally live that line in the marriage that says, till death do you part. Most people do not realize how much there is going to be some sacrifice, right? But then also commitment, and just making sure that both of you feel good in a relationship, and ultimately putting your partner above you. But here's the thing with that: if you are putting your partner above your needs and your partner is putting you above his needs, then you both should have a wonderful, blissful relationship, because both of you are learning how to sacrifice and or compromise for the other party to make sure that you are loving them the way that they need to be loved. And this includes, but not limited to, their love language, right? But really, really honing in and understanding why your marriage or why your relationship is failing is the number one secret in order for it not to fail. But then also you must understand that a lot of times we are failing in our marriages and failing in our relationships is because we don't have the skill sets. We don't have the tools. We don't know where to begin. And I want to help you with learning where to begin. So please, 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 I'm literally begging you to sign up and register for the summit, the Happy House, Happy Spouse Summit, because there will be information, there will be tools, there will be strategies that you had no idea that you needed, as well as actionable items, meaning action. Taking action is the only way that you are going to get the relationship and marriage that you want, to go from where you are today, maybe feeling humdrum, or maybe even in a toxic relationship, or just a mediocre relationship or marriage. And then taking action is going to take you to that great relationship or great marriage or extraordinary relationship and marriage. And how many of you want to be a part of an extraordinary marriage? Because it really is a beautiful thing to be in community and in unison with your spouse. I'm sorry. It really is a beautiful thing to be on one accord with your spouse and really living like you two are helpmates to one another. And then guess what? When you're doing all of these things day in and day out, and you're really being intentional about how you're showing up and the things that you're doing inside of your marriage or inside of your relationship, you don't have to worry about failure coming into play, because you will be loving your spouse the way that he needs it, and he will be loving you the way that you need it. Again, register for the Happy Spouse, Happy House Summit on February 24th. And don't worry, if you can't make it, there is an all access pass that you can take advantage of, so you can watch it with your spouse. You two can have a meaningful conversation, and then even start planning for what you want your relationship and or marriage to look like. So I will see you there. The link is down in the description box below. This is MarshaunO. If you're finding me for the very first time, I help Black Christian women that are married or in long-term relationships to stop feeling disconnected and unloved, and shift you to feeling heard, understood, and appreciated via my books, my digital courses, as well as my group coaching program. All of this is for Black women only. And my good friend Donald Morton, who will be at the summit with me, co-hosting with me, he helps Black men in all areas of your life. So we cannot wait to see you there. You don't have to be a part of the failure. You don't have to be a part of the statistics. Come and get the information that you need and then take the actions. I love you guys, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And I will see you later. Bye now.